man. Oh! This is a strange head for a fish, but this is a very common fish in Michigan, not this size. This at one time was a world record. Captain Emil Dean caught this one by accident. We're going to show you some footage in a little bit of some commercial fishing off Marquette, where I swear they catch fish like this almost every day. We're also going to talk about white deer. Now, this is a white fawn we showed a couple weeks ago on the air, but we're going to show you some adult white deer. We have a great recipe for shore lunch. I mean, unlike one you've ever tasted before, and we have a lot more, so you stay tuned. I'm Fred Trost. It's time for the Practical Sportsman. A couple weeks ago, John Ford and I went fishing with Fay Williams off Marquette in Lake Superior. We were trying to catch the lake trout that came in to feed on the smelt along shore, 20 to 30 feet of water. On our way out, we spotted a commercial fishing boat pulling trap nets, the kind of nets that fish swim into but can't find their way out of, sort of like a fly trap. Now, these nets allow the commercial fishermen to sort out the fish they can keep and toss back the other fish that they can't keep unharmed. Now, this commercial boat was looking for whitefish, a table delicacy, but about 40% of what they were catching was lake trout, with an occasional northern pike mixed in. Now, these were big lake trout, too, which proved to us that the fish we wanted to catch were there. This net is called a trap net, so the fish swim into it and get caught and can't get out, sort of like a live trap. But what is your name?
Ted Phil.
Ted Phil?
Yep.
And you've been a commercial fisherman up here how long?
25 years.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Family business?
Yeah. Dad started.
And of course he was using gill nets in the old days?
Right. And trap nets too.
Oh, were you?
Oh yeah. I started off with trap nets.
So you set this trap net out here, and the buoys are around it, marking where it is so the fishermen don't?
Yeah, well marked. We will mark them.
And you catch whitefish at this time of year?
Whitefish, yeah. That's all the fish. Just
so
the
all you
whitefish.
fishing, just the whitefish.
Yeah.
So you did, I see you take, here's a sucker.
Well, suckers and carp you can keep, yeah. Sportsman use those for big fishing bait.
Now that's a long-nosed sucker. I'll be darned. I mean, people fish a long time and never get to see something like that, and you got a big carp in one of these.
Yeah, yeah. You can keep those too.
Is this is your stack of fish from this one net? How many nets do you run?
We run up to 20 nets.
Oh, no kidding. So you have some work to do yet today.
Oh yeah.
How many do you check every day?
Oh, usually 10.
10 a day?
Usually check them twice a week.
Pretty good catch today, or?
It's about an average for this time of the year, yeah.
What kind of price do you get for them?
Oh, that varies. Anywhere from 50 cents to $1, you know.
A pound?
Yeah.
We pay a lot more than that when we buy them.
Oh, yeah.
Groceries. Yeah. Well, Ted works this boat with Bob White, his assistant. They run about 20 trap nets, which provides a living and provides fish for many supermarkets and restaurants. For the trophy book, look what I caught. Yeah. Oh, look at the lake trout. Whoa! Well, I thought the few minutes we spent aboard the Linda Lee were fascinating. It proved there were lots of big lake trout and whitefish right where we were fishing. I'd love to catch whitefish like that. But except for these commercial fishermen who use nets, whitefish can be extremely difficult to catch on hook and line. Captain Emil Dean caught this one that's on display at our museum, and for several years, this was the state record. You can see it's small mouth, it's a tender mouth, and usually takes finesse to bring a whitefish to the boat. Now let's go back to the Upper Peninsula and check out a tourist attraction where you can see some extremely unusual white-tailed deer. If you take US 2 west of St. Ignace, just a mile or two outside of town, you're going to find the Deer Ranch. Harold and Sally Creasy raised deer here for public display. Quite a place, quite a gift shop, but the main thing back here, we're going to do something that most people don't get to do. Huh, Harold?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, we're going to open the gate and get in next to this white deer. Ooh, buck is getting a little spooky. Now, this is not an albino buck, but it's a white buck that has been bottle raised, so it's not afraid of people. Little concerned.
Afraid of a camera,
Boy, look at the nose on that, John. The nose is partly pink and partly black. But one thing you notice about that deer, it has black eyes, which makes it not an albino. I wonder, do you think I can get in here, Harold?
Yeah, he might stay there. As long as the camera stays back, he's liable to stay there.
A little bit camera shy. Now, how old is this buck?
He's 3 years old. He's a 3-year-old buck. Come out of Pennsylvania. He got his antler injured just a little bit. We transferred him last week, and he was fighting with the other one here, and he got a little blood on it.
But these antlers, as they come out, they're pink.
Yeah, they'll be pink, and he should be. Last year he was a 6-pointer. We hope this year he'll be an 8-pointer.
Now, you just touched those antlers of his.
Yeah, they're really, if you feel them, they're really hot. They're full of blood.
Hot?
Just feel them. They're real hot.
Ooh, man, they are.
Mm-hmm. So when they get injured, they'll bleed real bad. They're full of blood. They grow about a half an inch a day.
But I a half inch a day, that's quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I thought that they were very tender.
Yeah, they are tender. That's why if they bump them, they'll bleed them real bad.
But, I mean, you were able to grab them, and that buck didn't mind.
No, they're not tender to, the way I touch them.
Mm-hmm.
But if they scrape them against a tree, they're just tender to, the skin on them will break real easy.
Wow. Now, this white buck, you've had albinos before?
No, this is last year was the first year we got the white one. We have another one in the pen somewhere around here.
Well, there's a buck right up there, I see.
He's a 2-year-old. We got him first, and then I had a chance to get this guy, and so we got him. So they won't be together this fall. We'll have to separate them, and but we're going to use them for breeding and hope we'll get some white fawns.
Now, these white fawns not being albino means that they live a lot longer.
Right, they'll live about 12 years, where albinos, probably in captivity, we might get 5 years out of them. We haven't, we just don't want to pay that kind of price for 5 years, so we got this one so he'll last about 12 years. We're just experimenting a little bit, and just to have something different for the public. A lot of people, have never seen a white deer, and he's really shedding,
too.
He's
shedding that.
Yeah.
So a white deer will
going. Yep.
They have a winter coat as well.
Yep. His winter coat is going. You can see I'm picking it right off.
Wow.
And should get out here with a hairbrush, I guess.
He doesn't seem to have a lot of hair.
No, it'll get real thin. The summer hair is real thin, so.
But is this his winter coat, or did he have more?
This is his winter coat. Yeah. Well, he's lost a lot of it.
Oh, he doesn't feel at all. The texture of this hair doesn't feel as thick as a normal white tail.
It don't. I think it's because it's white. Maybe that's what does it. It makes it a lot finer hair.
So probably there's survival in the wild white deer because of their coat. Like, of course,
right.
Also they're obvious for predators.
Yeah, obvious. Especially their fawns. They're very obvious if they're born out in the wild.
Now, why does an albino only live for 5 years?
Well, with the pink eyes, they have no immunity system, so they're
so once they get sick.
Once they get any kind of sickness, and usually we have them around here out in the wild, and you'll see them for about 2 years, and then they'll just disappear. Nobody knows where they go, but they just die off.
Now, these deer back here are keeping their distance. Have they been bottle fed?
These two I raised at the house last summer. They were bottle fed. They're a little bit leery of humans too, but they'll come up and around once they get used to people. They don't seem to like cameras for some reason. I think it's a reflection they see in the lens.
Huh.
And but these two were bottle
That's probably why I don't get big deer with you very often, John, because of that lens.
Yeah, they see another deer in there or something.
That's
now
my
I know
excuse.
why you don't get them.
That's my excuse.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, that's something else.
Yep.
Now, the feet on this deer are kind of splayed out, the hooves.
Yeah, they're a little bit different. All different deer have different hooves. In fact, when
Don't like me getting down like that.
No, actually, I trimmed a little bit off when I brought them from the house over here. They were a little bit too long, but he'll get in the rocks here, and they'll wear right down, or chunks will break off. So we don't worry too much. There's enough rock in here, but I did trim them a little bit.
Very interesting. You going to have any white fawns here?
Well, we have Betty here, she is standing over here. She's pregnant.
Now, Betty is not, that's that doe right there?
That's a doe right there.
She's not white.
She's not white, but she has about a 65% chance of throwing a white fawn, which happened last year. She threw a white fawn and a brown fawn.
Because she's being bred to a white buck.
She's bred to a white buck. She has quite a bit of white on her. So that's one of the reasons I put her in here. She had 4 white feet, and it looks like she'll give
oh, she does have white feet.
Yeah, she got a lot of white, and that was a good way to do it. I have some deer that's got a lot of black on them, and I thought, well, that isn't a good way to do it. So we'll try one with white. We were successful last year, but it did die of pneumonia, which is down in your museum now. And we're hoping this year maybe we can keep them alive. If I have to bring them home, they're going to stay in the bedroom with us.
Sometimes these white-tailed deer are quite arduous to take care of. This cold weather we've had has not been good for the fawns that have been dropping in the wild, but Harold does have fawns up there now, including a white fawn that was born about a week ago. Remember, you can't go in the pens like we're doing right here, but you can see them from the outside. These deer are fascinating. This is the white fawn that Harold was referring to. You can see in this freeze-dried mount where its neck was shaved, so veterinarians could put in IVs to try to save it from viral pneumonia. But it only lived a week despite expert medical care. Well, you can see this fawn mount at the museum along with an extremely unusual display of turkey feathers, which we ran across in our recent trip to the Upper Peninsula.
Well, this is a picture of Pat Muffler from Marquette and the turkey he got in 1990. Now, Pat's brother was a taxidermist and taught him a few things, and Pat's in the upholstery business, so we combine upholstery with taxidermy, and he has, well, like a rug, a cape of his turkey. This was his 1990 wild turkey. There's his license, and here are the spurs off of that bird, fairly substantial spurs, the beard. Quite an unusual treatment of a wild turkey. I think a lot of people would like that, Pat. Come on in here, tell me about this.
Well, I just, when I shot that one back in 1990, I got looking at it and I thought, well, I don't want to throw all those feathers away. They're too pretty to do that to, so I caped it out and just mixed a little bit of upholstery work with it at the same time, and that's what I come up with. And
where'd you get the idea for this?
Well,
you wouldn't like it somewhere?
No, not really. I just, of course, I did a lot of bird skinning with ducks and so forth, so I knew skinning the bird was no problem. And, of course, I had the upholstery part of it licked, and like I said, I just put them together, and that's what I come up with. And as soon as I did one, I had a lot of people commenting on it, so I thought, well, next year I'll probably do the same thing, and I've been doing it every year.
So, and now you have the birds here. Look at this, John. We have birds. These are the birds that you and your buddy got this year?
Yeah. I shot the one here on the left. He's sporting about a 9-inch beard here.
Wow.
And I got him.
Let's take a look inside. What do we have inside here?
Well, it's just I've got to put the cure on it yet. It's a little wet. I just caped it out last night. But I rub it down with a borax solution, get all the fat out of it.
Now, do you have to do some more skinning past this point?
No, the borax will pull all of this off of there. You get this around the neck of the turkey from the wattles and stuff, and of course you get a little bloodshot from shooting them in the head. But the borax solution will take care of all that. And just before it's completely dry, I start mounting it on the board, and
you have all the different parts of the turkey here.
Yeah, this is the chest. This is the one side of the chest. I skin them right from the rear end, right up through the belly, and right out the bottom of the neck.
I mean, the iridescence off of those feathers. I hope the light can pick that up, because they are beautiful.
Yeah. Well, that's what got me. That's what got me going. I thought, boy, I'm not a fly tyer, so I can't do that.
Well, turn this chair around here. You just have it sitting on a chair right now.
Yeah.
And of course, here's the tail.
Yeah, and then you got, when I mount these, I pack this underneath here so I get these feathers to stand up, and of course I tack my tail out and everything on them.
Have it fanned out.
Yeah, and of course once it dries, it's only a matter of about a week before it's completely dry. So it's not a long process. It's just a kind of a tedious one.
So you cut out. This is probably plywood or something behind here.
Yeah, just a piece of like 3/8-inch plywood. And
upholstered, of course.
Yeah. When I did the first turkey, I laid it out. I had it on a piece of plywood because I had it tacked out when I was skinning it. So I just outlined it big enough that I can get every turkey on one. So then, when I got to do another turkey, I just plop one of these boards on there. And
now, what is it that's underneath here?
It's a mixture of cotton and polyester padding under there, and I just pack it under real tight.
Push the feathers out.
Yeah, and then I tack it down around the sides. And
very interesting. I bet you an awful lot of hunters would like to give this a try or learn how to do this. This is something else. How long does it take to skin one out?
It takes me about 35-40 minutes to skin one, and let's skin it, and usually I fillet the breast out of them and cut the legs off. We usually bake our turkeys, and with a dressing and stuff rather than roast them. So
Oh, that baked turkey sounds good, and Pat Muffler's turkey rug looks good, something you turkey hunters might want to try with your next bird. Pat loaned us this one, put on display at the museum, so you can see exactly how it's done. Coming up is a recipe, a fish recipe you're absolutely going to want to try. This dish, believe it or not, is a shore lunch. Now, you usually think of a shore lunch as something that you fry, fish, and this is walleye, Wayne?
This is good Lake Erie walleye.
Lake Erie walleye, he says that because he's from Napoleon, Ohio. And come up here and give us some of your good Lake Erie walleye that you caught there. But this is an oddball shore lunch. I mean, first of all, it's in foil. But that's how you cook it?
Yeah, we got tired, the group of guys that I go out fishing with up in Canada, we got tired of having fried fish all the time for
Now,
lunch.
hold it. You said, okay, this is Lake Erie
This is
walleye.
Lake Erie, but
But
we
you go up in Canada.
Yeah, we go up in Canada fishing every year for a week. Some guys that I went to college with. And we got tired of the fried fish, so we devised this recipe because it's so easy. You just use foil and basically that recipe sauces, and when you're done, that's the only mess you got to clean up. You can roll the foil up, put it in a jar, and away you go.
Now, this isn't a commercial here for this, whatever kind, we'll take that Betty Crocker off of there. Recipe sauces. I mean, it's, what is this? This is just,
Yeah, it's like a sweet and sour sauce. It's got, I think,
it says add
pineapple and
chicken,
different things.
beef, or pork, right there.
We use fish. They don't know what they're talking about.
The people who make it. And you put an onion, sliced an onion on top, and over the campfire.
Yeah. You take a grate and you put it over, you build a fire and you put a grate over the fire. You build your foil and set it right on a grate and let it cook for 20 minutes and it just comes right out.
Ooh. Have you had this,
I'm
Tricia?
going to in just a minute.
This is,
Very good.
but you say there's other sauces that they make that you've
Yeah,
tried?
we've never really tried. We've tried just regular pineapple or peaches in this recipe, and we found out that the recipe sauce works best. It's sweet, you know. The guys I go with, they like, you know, a little sweeter sauce, but it turned out pretty good.
What do you think, Trish? Oh, by the way,
Well, you got me with my mouth full.
this is Tricia Johnson, who's the membership coordinator of the
Yes.
Federation of Sportsmen, or a practical sportsman here.
It's very good.
It is.
I like the sweet.
Because we couldn't get you to do a venison recipe.
No.
That's not your favorite.
No, but fish, you can fish anytime.
And what do you think of this combination of sweet and sour with the fish?
Oh, it's great. You can taste the fish, everything.
This week, let's feature channel catfish in our trophy book. Mark Wilson from Pullman caught this 28-incher from Allegan County's Scott Lake in March. Now, this 9-pounder came from the Grand River in July. Jim Mewson from Lowell caught it at midnight using a bluegill for bait. Wolf Lake in Muskegon County produced this 9-pounder for Russ Van Klompenberg from Nunica. He caught it in July on a minnow. Bob Hendrick from Fairgrove was fishing the Quanticossee River in Tuscola County, middle of May, using a night crawler. This was just after lunch. He hooked and landed this 10-pound channel cat. Arthur Robinson from Detroit caught this big channel cat in Lake St. Clair using a minnow, probably fishing for walleye because it was 1:30 in the afternoon on May 2nd. This 29-inch catfish weighed nearly 13 pounds. Now, a 13-pound channel cat is a big one. But can you imagine catching one more than twice this weight, almost a foot longer? Nadine Eviouge from Adrian hooked one. This is a channel catfish. You got a worm, caught it on a worm, Long Lake up in Alpena County. 37 inches, 30-pound channel cat. That is awesome! You must have been excited to catch it.
Yeah.
Well, tell me about it. What was it? Were you fishing for catfish?
Yeah, we got up at about 7. We went out fishing at 8:45, me and my dad and my brothers.
Now, is this in the morning or the evening?
Yeah, morning.
Huh.
And my dad, I kept on telling my dad something's on my line, so he took it and he said it's probably a rock. So, and he found this on it.
Now, did he reel it in or did
Yeah,
you?
he
Oh,
reeled
he
it.
did. But since you hooked it, and you hooked it right here on this
Yeah.
hook right there, you hooked it, you get the credit for the 30-pounder. Nadine, right?
Yeah.
Congratulations on this. How about that? That 30-pound channel catfish was 37 inches long, caught in Alpena County's Long Lake at the end of July. Now, this mount will be on display in the trophy area at the Practical Sportsman Museum until the end of July. And for hooking this fish, we'll put Nadine Eviuge in the spotlight as our Practical Sportsman Catfish Angler of the Week. No matter what you want to do outdoors, there's two ways to look at the weather. Cold weather keeps the mosquitoes down. Warm weather's a little more comfortable. Hey, get outdoors anyway. It's a great place to be. See you next week.